You will be hurt, people will do things to hurt you, and when that happens, what's the right thing to do? Marcus Aurelius says in Meditations, they hurt you. Forgive anyway. Not for them, but for you. Now, there's something very interesting about this quote. It's not exactly a quote that Marcus Aurelius would have said, but it's actually Seneca who wrote this, right? But the interesting part is that Marcus Aurelius actually wrote this down in his own journal. He copied this from Seneca. So clearly he loved this idea so much that he put it into his own journal. You're gonna get hurt. Someone's gonna do something to you that hurts you. What's the right thing to do? Well, don't just sit there and stew in your anger and resentment. Seneca says, forgive them. Now, forgiveness isn't easy. In fact, Marcus Aurelius himself wrestled with this idea of forgiveness. He said, what's the right thing to do when someone wrongs you? And he says, vengeful, violent, angry thoughts come into your mind. How can you stop them? He then quotes this passage from Homeric hymn to Apollo, for anger is a thing most like a god. It seizes a man and hurls him down headlong. That's what happens when we get angry. We lose control. And in that loss of control, we lose ourselves. We become less than we are because anger and resentment are like a fire that if you keep feeding it, it'll keep burning. So when somebody wrongs you, do you give in to that anger, or do you listen to Marcus Aurelius and say, you know what, it's not worth it. It doesn't serve me to hold on to this anger. He says, it's better to forgive. Why? Because holding on to that anger, that resentment, that hatred is like taking poison and then waiting for the other person to die. And what does that do? It kills you. You are the one who suffers. You are the one who is imprisoned by their behavior. Marcus Aurelius says, stop being so needy for approval. Stop being so needy for love. Stop being so needy for validation. He says, you must learn to be indifferent to these things. Because we do need these things to be happy. We don't need these things to be fulfilled. We don't need these things to be whole people. He says, let me tell you how you can become free. Pursue what is good, what is right, what is virtuous, what is noble, and don't demand that other people recognize it as such. Don't demand that they recognize your goodness. You don't need them to do that. You just do it because it's the right thing to do. When someone wrongs you, when someone does something to you that hurts you, the right thing to do is not to seek revenge, not to seek retribution, it's not to seek justice. It's to forgive. And it's hard, it's really hard, I know it is, but it's worth it. It's worth it because it sets you free. I was listening to a podcast the other day, and they were talking to a former gangster, and they said, how did you get out of the gang? How did you change your life? How did you transform yourself? And he said, I had to forgive. He said, there were people who did terrible things to me, terrible things to his friends, and he had to forgive them, not because they deserved it, not because it was easy, but because he didn't want to carry that burden anymore. That's the key thing here. Forgiveness is not about them, it's about you. It's about releasing the anger, releasing the resentment, releasing the hatred, releasing the bitterness. Because if you hold on to those things, if you keep them inside of you, you become a vessel filled with toxicity and poison, and you wonder why you're not happy. You wonder why you're not at peace. It's because you haven't forgiven. It's because you haven't let go of that anger. What about you? Is there someone you need to forgive? Is there some anger that you need to let go of? Some resentment you need to release? Let me tell you, it's not easy, but it's worth it. It's worth it because forgiveness sets you free. It frees you from the burden of anger and resentment. It frees you from the prison that you have built for yourself. So let go of that anger today. Forgive, not for them, but for you.